Hello my beautiful makeup lovers, thank you so much for tuning in with me today and a very warm welcome to this very exciting video. Why is this an exciting video? Because it is a collab with my friend over here on YouTube with Mac. To be entirely correct, it's Makeuptosh, so I'm just going to refer to Mac since it's so much shorter. And we collab on something that I'm very excited about. It basically surrounds around the palette of Blush Tribe, the Fall Fusion palette. There was a limited edition release for this autumn, and we thought it would be fun, so at least she thought about this actually, that it would be fun to give each other themes and phrases, and based on these themes and phrases we have to create looks, like for only using this palette from Blush Tribe. And so we decided it's gonna be something autumny, and I gave her two themes that she will create two looks about with this palette, and she gave me two themes that I will create two looks with this palette as well. So that's the idea behind it. I'm super excited about it because I think it's really creative, and I've been thinking a lot about the looks I'm gonna do, so that's fun. And of course I'm going to link her channel and her video down below, and also her Instagram actually, because on her Instagram, as she always says, is follow me for mainly chicken pics, which is fun because she has like pet chickens, and I think that's so unique and funny, and she has like pictures from them there going around, and I never thought about chickens as pets, to be honest, but they are super cute, so you should definitely check that out as well. I have actually for you, Mac, I have today as my accompanying stuffed animal, I have this little fella here. His name is Hubert, and he is a rooster. I know it's not entirely the kind of chicken that you have, but he is sitting here for you today, so that's kind of my resemblance of you here. A chicken. Okay, I struggled a bit putting him back there, so I just jumped now here in. Anyway, so you should definitely check out her channel as well, her video as well, because she has such an amazing channel. I really love the creativity she puts in her videos. She does speak about makeup, yes, but she puts this little like creative elements in her videos that are so fun, and you can see that she has fun putting them, and that she has a lot of ideas how to make her videos, like, you know, to put this tiny extra little thing that's just fun, and that's super cool. I definitely recommend her latest one of her latest videos, the drugstore concealer battle, I believe it was called, and there she put a lot of little things. She even she makes her own intros and everything, and it's so cool. I really love this kind of creativity she puts in there. That's super inspiring to me as well. And also she has this kind of grounded energy. Like, she's energetic, but without being this super jumpy all over the place person, but she just has this kind of inner calm energy, if this makes sense. So every time I watch a video from her, I feel calm but energized in the same time, like a very kind of pure, fresh energy. And that's really nice, paired with the creativity that makes her channel to me really unique, and I enjoy her videos so much, so definitely make sure to check her out as well. So I'm super excited for this, and thank you, Max, so much for collabing with me on this, and I cannot wait to see the looks that you came up with based on the two themes that I gave you. And now we're gonna jump into the looks that I created with the themes that you gave me. Okay, so the first theme that I'm gonna be working on is the theme going on a walk on a chilly evening or night. And yes, so this is very fall appropriated because that's what I also really love to do at fall, so I'm really happy I got this theme from her. And yeah, so I kind of thought when you go on a walk in autumn, then it's more like you don't have already this kind of super darkness. It's more starting to be dark, or the sun already came down, there was already the sunset, but you still have a little bit of light going on. It's not super dark yet, but it's also not this super orangey thing that you have when it's summer. And so I'm kind of trying to create the vibe of this, and I'm gonna go in and do like my crease like in the kind of colors switching over during that time. And I'm going to start off in the very inner part of the crease with the color Aspen over here, that represents the very rest line, the rest of the light that's still kind of around, but not bright enough to really give you a lot of sight, but also not dark enough so you feel like it's already dark. So if this makes sense. Okay, so let's do this. After I lay down this one, I want to go in just a tiny little bit with the color Pumpkin over here, because I later on plan to use the color October, because this is also autumn. But I want to make the transition between Aspen and October a little bit smoother by adding a little bit of pumpkin in between, but I try not to do too much. Okay, after the color Pumpkin is worked in, I'm gonna go in, as I already said, with the color October with a little bit, and then I'm gonna go gradiently darker. And I think this kind of could represent like the last, like these three colors together do represent for me the last kind of daylight that is going on a cold fall or autumn night. And that's why October also has to go in, because it's a month of the fall. Now we're gonna start darkening it pretty much, and we're gonna go in. I want to definitely end up with a color Midnight over here, because that's how the dark sky looks like in the midnight. And I want to make the transition between October, the color October, and Midnight smoother by using the color Angelica here, which is, by the way, probably you know that, but I just want to mention it, named after Angelica Nyquist. So that's super cool. I really think it's nice that they dedicate a color to someone who has supported them from the beginning. And so I'm gonna dip into Angelica now. Now that we laid Angelica on my lid, I'm gonna go in with the color Midnight, the dark blue, and I'm gonna form out, like, you know, the eye already, the shape that I want, and already gonna drag it like on my lower lash line, so it's easier for me to define the form that I want in the end for this look. So this is kind of the laid out crease that I have now. I really like this. I think the colors work really nice together, and I don't have kind of a hard line anywhere, I mean, like between the colors. That's really nice. And now I'm gonna repeat basically the same on the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, and then we're gonna finish the lid later on. Now that we laid it down around the whole eye, I'm going to cut my crease, and I'm going to do this off camera because it's not really part of using the Fall Fusion palette, and also doing it on camera makes me nervous, guys. It makes me nervous. So I'm going to cut my crease, like the whole lid, and then I'm going to be back with you. Okay, so as you can see, I did cut my crease and I want to now incorporate a color, because I have a jacket that I always wear when I take in fall some outside walks, because it's the only rain jacket I have, and it's this one. And as you can see, I hope the camera picks that up really well. It's pink as hell, very pink, and I'm naturally gonna imitate that jacket by using the color Paulina, which is also named after a YouTuber that has been supporting Blush Tribe since a lot of time, And that's also nice that they named her, and I'm really excited to use the shade. I haven't used it yet, and I'm gonna basically fill out all the cut crease except of the very end with the color Paulina. So that's what we are at the moment. I'm gonna go in again with the color Midnight to kind of clean up here the space that where the cut crease and the other colors meet. Okay, so after this is laid down as well, I like how the colors kind of created a purple there. And now I'm gonna go in with the color Sakina down here, and I'm gonna put it just on the very first part and then loosely drag it in where the the pink is laid down to kind of have a little bit of a sheen there, and the color is supposed to represent the stars that are starting to arise. And yeah, so I hope this color can lift up to this, and I am going to wet my brush for this. Okay, so this is how I laid down the shimmer on top of the pink. So this would be the look I came up with for the chilly midnight walk. You know, just to explain it again, my thoughts behind it, the transition from daylight to nighttime, which usually in the fall time you're still able to catch after work, not like in winter where it's already like super dark. So this is kind of the transition. Then the pink that represents my rain jacket, and then kind of the sprinkles of shimmer up here that kind of represents the rising stars. And I hope that is appropriated. I'm gonna finish up the look now with some mascara, and then I'm gonna be back with you. Okay, so my look based on the theme from taking a chilly evening walk, I finished up with the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, the False Effect one. I put in my waterline, I put a Kiko Lasting Precision Automatic Eyeliner in the color, I don't know, in 03. And then I finished up, I did put a little bit of corner highlight and brow bone highlight with my Ofra highlight in Rodeo Drive, in this little palette over here. And then also something for the Collab itself. I put on 2 lipsticks over each other from Lethal Cosmetics, from their Last Resort set, the color Departure, the liquid matte, and the shimmery lip gloss in the color Solstice. So I put this on because Mac and me, we found each other kind of through making like a review on Lethal Cosmetic eyeshadows on our channels at more or less the same time. So I found it fun to kind of incorporate them now in this look. So it kind of resembles also how we found each other. I like that. And yeah, so this would be the finished look. Do you have me in focus? So this is my finished look on the chilly evening walk in autumn. I really like how it turned out. I really like how the colors play together. And I hope, Mac, that you consider this an achievement. And yeah, so this is the first look I came up with. Now you're gonna see the second look that I actually already filmed before this look. So I kind of already know which looks I ended up with. So for you now to enjoy the second look. So the second look is gonna be under the phrase or under the topic of hot apple cider. So that was interesting for me because I actually never drank hot apple cider. So that's the first thing I did, obviously. And I looked at picture and everything. And of course, I mean, the first color that comes, you know, to decide if you look at this palette, if you think of hot apple cider, for me it's this color Fire Pit, since it's really like the color that represents how hot apple cider actually looks in the glass. So I decided I'm going to start off this one look with laying this one like with a smaller blending brush, like all over my crease, pretty compact. Okay, so this looks already pretty apple cidery, I think. And now I'm going to take, let me explain. Everything is falling apart. So I also picked out this a bit of darker orange here because I realized when I finished the apple cider there was always this kind of really darker orange layer down there, you know, like laying there, and this is going to be represented by the color pumpkin, and this I'm going to put like all over my lid with the same brush basically. Okay, so actually this one I put on the lid looks no more vibrant than it does also on the pan. So maybe I should have done it the other way around, but that's what we do now. And now I want to use this color down here, the color Bonfire. And I want to use that color because apple cider is made out of apples. And so I want to put it like here, like to soften out the edges of the orange that I put in the crease. And so kind of hope this looks like an apple then. Because the inside of an apple, you know, and then on top the red, which is kind of the peel. So let's see if this is gonna be like that. Okay, so this is how it looks now. It is a bit crazy, I know, but we're gonna get there. I think it looks like an apple. I think it does. I'm really pleased so far how I'm keeping the theme. So yeah, I like it. And anyway, so let's move on with something else. I'm going to use now, because every time I drink something, because I have very fair skin and also a bit of rosacea going on, you know, this kind of thing where you always see your veins, and then I always get like really red cheeks. I'm like, bah. And I think the color October resembles this just the best, and I'm going to use it on a smaller brush, and I am going to kind of like take it and put it like all on my lash line and try to drag it a bit up, you know, make like a winged liner a little bit with that one. Let's see how this works out. Okay, so this is how it looks like now with the color October laid down on as a kind of liner. And I'm gonna stick with the color October now, and I'm gonna do like put it all over my lower lash line and connect it with the wing that I created here on the upper lid. So this is done as well. I really like how I'm sticking to the theme of the apple cider. I think I'm doing quite okay. It looks still crazy, I know. So most pictures that I saw from apple cider, they did have this kind of whipped cream on top. I didn't do that when I tried mine because I don't really like whipped cream. But most of the time they would sprinkle some, I don't know, cacao powder or some cinnamon, or sometimes also syrup on top of it. And I want to imitate that kind of, let's say, by using the color Candlelight up here. This is supposed to be the sprinkles. I'm using as an, I'm gonna tap it really slightly on top of the orange shade here, the color pumpkin, was it? Yeah, pumpkin. And just a little bit like sprinkling it, you know. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure if this picks up on camera. I just put a little tiny bit, but it didn't work out in the way that I was hoping to, because this color had a lot of fallout. But I did not want to put it like with a wet brush, because I was afraid that this is gonna like move away the pumpkin color. So in the end, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the color Candlelight. Here again, the color Candlelight again, and I am going to use it as an inner corner highlight and try to drag it just more in. And for this, I'm definitely gonna wet my brush, because this is a pretty shade, but it's a whole lot of dusty. Okay, so as an inner corner highlight wetted, it works much better. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in the first color again, the color Fire Pit, and I'm gonna clean out the edges where it meets with the red on top a little bit more. Okay, so this would be the finished look if I don't put any mascara and stuff, which I of course will do. But anyway, I just wanted to show you again what I did. Like, I kind of imitated an apple here, like a sliced up apple. The liner color is kind of my cheeks. They always get red when I get something, when I drink something warm. And of course my lid is kind of the apple cider itself, so I really like that. I think the theme is met nicely, but I'm gonna finish it off with mascara, which has nothing to do with the theme, but that's what you do with an eye look. Okay, so this is the finished look on the topic of hot apple cider. I am really enjoying how it turned out. I finished it up with the Lash Princess mascara from Essence, the False Effect one, with a long-lasting eyeshadow stick from Kiko in the color 45. And because I really wanted to resemble kind of cinnamon somehow in the look, but the Fall Fusion palette doesn't have a brown in it, so I went in with a brown lipstick that will reassemble the cinnamon that you usually put with hot apple cider, and that's the Makeup Revolution lipstick in collaboration with Soft as Nails in the color Fudge. And so let's zoom in a bit. This is the finished look. In the end, I am happy how I kind of did the theme. Let me know, Mac, if this is approved by you as hot apple cider. And yeah, so I am happy I got this topic and this kind of phrase. I think it was really cool because it also made me taste hot apple cider that I never tasted before. So it was an awesome experience and I really like it, and I will definitely drink it again. Okay, so now you have seen both looks that I did based on the themes that Mac gave me for the Fall Fusion palette from Blush Tribe. And yeah, so I found this really fun. I think it was super cool to do looks based on the themes. I don't really often do that. I normally just go into a palette and like, okay, this looks nice, let's throw it together. And this kind of brought me into thinking more of how I concept a look, and that's really fun. So maybe that's a way for all of you to kind of just check out a palette from yourself that you might don't feel like you have a good handle on, and just set yourself a theme and see if you can kind of get something out of it. And I found this really fun. Definitely gonna do this with more palettes just for myself now. And yeah, so Meg, thank you again so much for collabing with me. I hope you're satisfied with the looks that I came up based on your themes. I'm very curious on yours and what you did with the themes that I gave you. So, and all of you, please don't forget to check out Meg's video. I'm sure she's gonna come up with something really cool, and she's very talented, and when it comes to, like, she's very talented and she's very creative, so I'm sure she's having something really good in stock for us with the two themes that I gave her. And please give our videos a thumbs up if you like this kind of videos. Please consider subscribing to our channels if you haven't already, so we can see you in our next videos. Bye bye!